Hola, this is Kai Pacha with the weekly Pele report, and this one is for December 11th, 2013. Today the moon is in Aries, it's Wednesday. Tomorrow she moves into Taurus. Saturday into Gemini. Stays in Gemini until Tuesday when she moves into Cancer. Tuesday, just before she moves into Cancer, she is full. Yes, 25 degrees 36 minutes of Gemini is our full moon coming up this next Tuesday. So we want to talk about that a little bit. Right now that moon is in Aries and it's conjoined with the planet Uranus, which is what I want to really talk about today, is this planet Uranus, because guess what? Next Tuesday, along with that full moon, the planet Uranus goes direct. Uranus has been retrograde since July 17th. And now, here it turns direct. And it is part of this grand T-square that's been going on for a long period of time with Jupiter and Pluto. Jupiter opposite Pluto. Uranus in Aries squaring both of them. So I don't know, I think I'm just going to have a seat right here at this park bench and do a little Pele report. Talk to you more about this stuff coming up. Here we go. All right. Well, let's just make this a little short and sweet. I talked last week about this Mars moving into Libra. Yeah. Creating what's coming up for the Grand Cross, going on for the 5-6 months from now until next June, July. We've got this Mars in Libra, and we can talk about that Grand Cross. But let's look a little more at the heliocentric this week, because there are, first of all, there's no retrogrades. I don't know where I should start with all this. I want to look at the heliocentric just because I think it's important to keep in mind this beautiful, beautiful grand trine between Jupiter, Saturn, and Chiron that has been going on, you know, really from August until next February. Saturn in Scorpio, Jupiter in Cancer, Chiron in Pisces, along with Neptune up there. Yeah, that grand trine, it's like all these planets, they're all cooperating together. It's a conspiracy. And of course they're all, you know, representatives of different, you know, aspects, psycho-spiritual functions within each of us. And all parts of our consciousness are working together. It's just a lot of them are unconscious. And our little conscious, you know, our little conscious ego is trying to figure it all out. And Mars has to do with that conscious ego that takes action, that does things, yeah, that has desires and that wants to do something. It's that masculine radiating out into the world, doing things, making changes, taking, yelling, screaming, grabbing. But beneath that, underneath that, we also have not only that grand trine that's been going on heliocentrically from August to February, but we also have then Pluto opposite Jupiter, squaring Uranus. Maybe in the chart that I send you'll be able to see these. It actually creates a bit of a kite. Jupiter in Cancer going up to Saturn, and Chiron going up to Pluto. Yeah, so Pluto opposite Jupiter, and then got the wings out there. And then Uranus is over here creating a little bit of a square, little bit of a like wake up, get it going, shake it up. And the main thing I want to say about these retrogrades, and that's what I like about the heliocentric, is there are no retrogrades. The retrograde is only, you know, an illusion. It's an optical illusion that occurs on planet Earth most often when, yes, the Earth is passing by a planet. So what you'll find is, I don't know, I don't want to get too technical, but in heliocentric, yeah, if the sun right now is in Sagittarius, the Earth is in Gemini, because we're looking out at the sun and the constellation of Sag is behind it, but we are like representing Gemini. So we're moving through, the Earth is moving through Gemini and it's passing up Jupiter. That's why Jupiter is retrograde. It looks like it's going backwards because we're passing it up. So the Earth is closer to these planets that are retrograde, and you'll always have the sun opposite these planets that are retrograde, going from like trine to trine, but in opposition, because the sun is opposite the Earth as the Earth passes by the planet. I don't know if you get that, but what that says is, and you know, this retrograde of all these planets, it has the same kind of redo, rethink, reflect, personalize. These planets are very powerful. We're coming by them and they want to give us a message, and that message is, particularly with the planet Uranus, individualize. Unity in diversity. And the more diversity, the more creation is expressing itself in ever new unfolding ways. And it's an expanding universe. And we have an expanding consciousness. And as we expand our consciousness, we help to expand the universe. Because we are the universe. That's what I really wanted to get into today, is this whole Maya illusion. But first I want to get with this Uranus, because it has been retrograde since July. And now this week it goes direct. And that means that, you know, the Earth passed by it, and we picked up some energy when the sun, was opposite Uranus over there in Libra last September. We came by, Earth conjunct Uranus. What have you got to say? You know, little aliens from Uranus came and made a jump from Uranus, over to Earth, and now we're moving away from it. And it's going, so now it's going direct. So it's this inner outer. Uranus is individualization, it's awakening, and that awakening comes through sudden aha moments, the truth, shock and awe. Oh my God, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, now I do, wow, why didn't I see that before, why didn't I know that before? This is Uranus. And when it's retrograde, it says that it's internal. It is reflection, inward, personalizing Uranus. It's time for me to have new conscious openings and awakenings and liberation, enlightenment inwardly. Now it goes direct. And that change then is not so much internal, but it's externalized. So what we're going to see now for the next 6 months while Uranus is direct is the outside world popping, shifting, changing unpredictably, like lightning bolts striking and sudden events happening, and people resigning in powerful places, and new accords occurring. So it's time now for this inner revolution to be externalized, and we're going to see outer revolutions. And of course, this Mars coming into Libra, creating that grand cross that I talked about last week, and I'll be talking about it some more, really brings this clearly into focus. That there's going to be, Libra is the other. And Mars going through Libra is the other is acting on me or towards me or coming at me. You do astrogeography. I do astrogeography readings. I help people find places to live on planet Earth. You get to your Mars on the descendant. That's not a real nice place to be. That's where you get, yeah, attacked. You get, yeah, people coming at you, taking things, wanting things, you know, pulling things. It's, you know, it's a challenging place to live. So this Mars in Libra, you know, and this Uranus going direct, it's almost like it's been this time, these past 6 months have been, okay, I need to revolutionize, I need to break free, I need to revolt, I need to, you know, express my own new creative self. And as we all do that now, right? Uranus is this personal unconscious. Now as everybody starts projecting their wild, crazy, kinky, wild selves, frickin' anything could happen. This is going to be a wild Christmas. Yeah, I just did a report for a half-hour report for the New Paradigm community people, you know, going into this whole, the aspects that are coming up on Christmas Day and on New Year's Day with Mars and the new moon and square Venus and Pluto, and whoa, this is an intense holiday season. It's very exciting, very exhilarating, and the idea here is, and I'm going to just go with the Hinduism, you know, I'm going to go into let's not get lost or caught up in the field, and let's stay in this place of self-awareness, that the knower knows the field, and that knowing the field, don't get lost in the field, but stay as the knower. Yeah? I have a body, I am not my body. I have feelings, I am not my feelings. I have thoughts, I am not my thoughts. I am the witness, the observer of all of this. Not only of all of this, my body, but this is the Chiron in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. This infinite, egoless, spiritual self that is the grand observer of it all, the great feeling, the heart space, the witness of all that is. Because it's going to be wild, it's going to be crazy. We got some crazy times ahead of us. Some crazy things are going to happen. And the place is to be in your yoga, in your center, in your Sushumna, really clear in the vertical axis, because the horizontal geographical, yes, which is the masculine, the Mars energy is the horizontal, the female, the Venus energy is the vertical. We want to be in this vertical place to help balance the wild, crazy time that's going to be happening here on planet Earth. Yeah. So don't get lost in it. Stay in that space of infinite spiritual love, infinite spiritual self, and surrender to it, observe it, see it. Be in a place of gratitude. Gratitude for all of it, for all the diversity. And it's just kind of a head scratcher. It's like, wow, so much can exist. There is so much variety. There are so many expressions of consciousness. Rock consciousness, plant consciousness, tree consciousness, human consciousness, animal consciousness. It's all just consciousness manifesting in different dimensions. And one of them is the third. And our selves go out to 12 or 13. Probably more than that. Yeah. So the mantra for this week then, of course, is if the world is all illusion, the other but my reflection, then I am the source of my problems. And I carry within the solution. I think I should put an S on there, yeah? So it's consciousness, self-consciousness, awareness of who I am as an eternal spiritual being, gives me the patience, it gives me the endurance, it gives me the gratitude, it gives me the joy. And then I can also see that it's when I'm off center, when I am out of alignment, when I am lost in, when I get lost in some external other person's reality or external geographical happening, then I have problems. So if you got, if you got a problem, yeah, well, it's because you're off center. It's not in you're not in your core. You're not in your spirit. You're not fully in your heart. In your spirit, in your heart, you got no problems because there's no opposition, because there's no polarity. Because you're in the infinite. There was one more thing I wanted to bring, just in terms of the infinite. You realize that as two things get closer, you can divide the space in half, divide the space in half, divide the space in half, and you can keep on dividing the space in half and half and half and half and half until molecules, and atoms hit each other. But actually, there will always be space in between. So there's another form of infinity. Infinity is not only like, going infinitely outward, it's also going infinitely inward. So in one way, yeah, nobody ever touches anybody else. Nothing ever really touches anybody else because you can always keep on dividing that space in smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller things. It's such a paradox. We are all one, and there's no way that we're all going to ever connect totally with each other because there's an infinite amount of space between us. Imagine that. Oh, goodness. If this report is just an illusion, I'm having a good day today. If the world is all an illusion, the other but my reflection, then I am the source of my problems, and I carry within the solutions. So let's all have the solutions and no more problems. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.